I'd like to thank you for giving me this platform to speak about my experience of caste discrimination or also the caste violence that I experienced in one of the very esteemed institutions of social sciences, which claims to be the place from where the theorization of the subaltern has started.
On September 8, suspension was imposed on 4 students. One is Prashant, Rohit, Vijay, Sheshu. But there was no suspension for me. And there was a separate paragraph particularly for me. It says that Sumkanna is an intruder. How can a student become an intruder in a campus? And they mentioned that his presence is dangerous to the campus community because of his violent activities. And university is being requested to take legal action against Sumkanna. These are the words given by the Proctal Board.
So basically in 2009, I was one of the first students from the MPhil batch in CSSC. Thought that I want to learn from some of the important teachers, who in the fields of social sciences. And that is what my desire was, like.
The person I joined under told me that this was not a possible thing. And I was naive at that point, so I said, okay, whatever you want. And eventually I was handed one pet project after another, which were not completed by previous PhD students.
As of now, thousands of scholars of this country have not received their fellowship for months. Scholars like scholars of RJNFSC, RJNFST, RJNF-OBC, and so on are deeply troubled.
And I must say that, to come out in public and to write about my experience was not a easy task. It took me 6 years to finally gather this courage to, also talk about what happened to me and also to expose certain names, of the people who did, who were part of that that incident, who asked me about my caste.
I came from very remote village from West Godavari, one is West Godavari district. So in my journey, even I am a musician, I am a saxophone player, so everybody laugh at me, but I never cares.
शहर बदनाम जिंदगी, भूखी शहर बदनाम जिंदगी से दूर बहुत दूर, कभी तो सोचो दोस्त. भूखे शहर बदनाम जिंदगी से दूर बहुत दूर, कभी तो सोचो दोस्त, क्या शहर गांव के बिना जी सकता है? कभी तो सोचो दोस्त, क्या शहर गांव के बिना जी सकता है?
Fellows, those who are MNA fellows, they have heard weird questions like, what fellowship you are getting? What is that? It's not JRF, right?
A very also disturbing question when someone asks you, about are you from SC category, directly on your face.
I always discuss with my sir, so what is the alternative methods of the society, how to face and how to deal the atrocities. Indian caste system never end. By birth we get a kind of social status. I know I see the New York City in Columbia University, all the black people are beggars. No, we never find any white people as a beggar, no doubt.
On 8th, I got a call from my department by saying that your thesis is being sent back to the department because the suspension was imposed.
Teachers are not even able to concentrate on research as constantly worried of their lack of money or for basic needs. I take 500 from someone and someone other comes and take 200 from me.
To directly Dean's office. When I went there, Dean was there. Then I said, sir, I went to CE, I complained to him. He said that he will talk to you. Then his reaction was that, who is CE? He is my boss. If CE says that, do you think I will forward this thesis to the administration? Then I understood his intention. He is the supervisor of ABVP President Sushil Kumar.
The symbol hasn't changed. The symbol remains the same. So because why thumb is chopped. Chopping thumb is chopping thumb a ghettoization? Is chopping thumb a kind of punishment? Why thumb is chopped? By the teacher himself, who has never taught, who has no knowledge to teach, in fact. That's interesting. Those who don't have knowledge to teach, they are trying to claim that they are the teachers and they demand the fee. Dronacharya, I don't know why most of the awards are conferred in the name of, are named in the name of Dronacharya. I don't know, Dronacharya Award for archery. So if there is a match fixing award in archery, that has to be given in the name of Dronacharya.
And 3 years into working, my ex-supervisor, thankfully now, decided that he was going to have cancer and come and stay with me.
Say that buy lab items from your fellowship money. From your contingency, you get 25,000 contingency. What will you do? Buy lab items. You get a lot of money.
Went to the Department of Education in Washington. So all the workers, I think security people, sweepers, and all the people are black people. All the I think it's professors and faculty members are the white people. There is a clear-cut the discrimination in the even a developed country like the USA. Okay.
His own meritorious students. Unless the real students who can learn many things in their life, who learn many things in the society, if they are ghettoized here in the name of discipline, their own meritorious students cannot flourish. Unless Rohith, Vemula and 4 others haven't come out of their classrooms, they can't protect their own meritorious students. That's
something wrong happens to you and you say, no, I don't want this to happen to me. I'm making a stand, I'm saying no, and I'm going to complain against you and hope that the institutions put in place to take care of this do something about it. But then I think the disappointment for a lot of us in this campus and in other campuses across the world, for women, Dalits, members of any oppressed group, is that these committees and people who are supposed to stand up and look at what's happening can't do that, or they don't do that. I don't know which one. You know, they decide that they don't have the strength. Sorry, we're afraid of this. Like, who are these people? Who's this professor? And who are these committee members, proctor board members? Are these some kind of mafia that we're so afraid of them?
Even today, the judiciary system also practicing untouchability. In 2005, the Allahabad High Court upper caste judge asked his fellow man, please purify this chamber because the earlier judge was occupied, that judge was Dalit.
Why he shouldn't come out in the open, you know? He might be speaking effectively in the conference about this. He should come out and also break his own cultures of silence and talk about, you know, their institutions' cultures of violence.
Why do we have to protect our library from people in the outside? Why do people have to show why do we have our security guards like that? I don't understand it. Who are we protecting? Are we protecting ourselves from the outside? Or what do we do? Or are we protecting these scary persons inside the university instead?
About caste discrimination within CSSC, where the registrar made one of the student or one of the workers, you know, to do sit-ups in front of the entire official staff, because he was, as they argued in their defense, that he was not doing his job properly.
in the name of discipline, what they tend to do, you're not supposed to enter this place. You are not supposed to come into the temple. What's there? We have fought for entry into temples. We have fought for entry into ponds. We have fought for entry into the village. What is the fun of fighting for entry into the institution in which I am admitted, which I am studying? With whose money these institutions are being run? With the taxpayers' money. You know, taxpayers, when I say taxpayers, there are Bahujan's contribution is in the form of tax is much more than those people, than those few multimillionaires who fly away making banks to run just for 7,000 crores of rupees.
It is disheartening when officials and ministries say, don't disturb us. Our friend Hassan called Ministry of Social Justice and they said, don't disturb us. Or even local branch manager in Canara Bank, when you say that, why don't you have uploaded my documents? They'll say, aap logo ko to pehle hi itna paisa mila. Why are you bothering us? One of my friends from Maharashtra, he is having MANF, he is from Buddhist community. He went to this fellowship section of our university. And that fellow, possibly he is in charge of fellowship section, he doesn't know even what is MANF. He said, oh, Muslim ke fellowship mein aap kaisa? So MANF means Muslims. Free ka fellowship, free ka paisa. वो भी government of India को गाली देने के बाद that fellowship for SC/ST minorities, all these things could be scrapped because people feel that people just enjoy with this money. And the infamous BHU VC, last time he said पैसे से सब bike खरीदता है fellowship के पैसे से.
They are not running these institutions. These institutions are run by the hard-earned money of the downtrodden. So we have every right to be here. Who are you? Who are you to keep us aside?
Some of the people have also, who were, I say that, are the spokesperson of center and also of Shivaji Bandhopadhyay, have said that I was hounding Shivaji for 3 days a week. And, and that is why out of irritation, Shivaji asked me about my caste. And I want to give this reply to these bhakts of CSSS and also of Shivaji Bandhopadhyay, that I was wondering why I was only hounding him for 3 days. I should have hounded him for every day for my fellowship, which I am entitled to. I am not asking for any charity from that institution. It was my right.
Some guides and teachers, means heads, they think that we get fellowship just because they sign the papers. Arey bhai, that's your duty. You should do that. Sign the papers.
Every time you say, I don't want this to happen to me because I'm not going to let it, then they'll say you're bad scholars. Doesn't matter.
And if you have any problem or if you have any fight with them, with your supervisor or guide, they will stop you from your JRF to SRF. They will say you have not done enough work for some more time, and then we will upgrade you.
It's incredible the way the university does this. It's incredible how little lives mean to them. It doesn't matter to them, and the sense of entitlement that these people up there have is, I didn't even understand it, I think, until I faced it. I didn't understand that they couldn't even see what they were doing. So this guy who did this to me said, yeah, I did all of this, but I don't see how it's harassment. So all these guys also think that, yeah, I did all of this, but I was right.
I have two objections as far as Dronacharya being called a teacher. First thing, he has collected the fee for the instruction he has not given. Number one. Number two, he hasn't allowed any taught as such. So the teacher, the basic quality of a teacher, he has to love his taught, or he has to love the subject. You must have the love for subject and the taught. But I don't think Dronacharya doesn't have the two.
I went to the Vice Chancellor office and I asked them, okay, I was not suspended, but my name is being mentioned there. So you just give the letter, whatever you gave to other 4 people, that then I will go and submit this letter. Then registrar, though I was not suspended, he said that I am giving you revocation letter, you go and submit it, then your thesis will be forwarded.
Identity or our purpose is to be a filler in the bureaucratic measures, to fill the reserve category quota.
Meritorious students who get the seats without having quota, who get the seats without having a reservation, who has the knowledge by birth, so who has the knowledge by pre-birth also.
We're invisible. What they're doing is not even a problem to most of them. And that's what we're up against, to mark this unmarked.
The world's largest democracy has been practicing untouchability on the basis of caste system.
Don't talk about silences, that how students were made silent or because of what conditions, students have not able to, or some of the people were not able to break the culture of silence to their cultures of violence.
We've beat it dry of its wonderful potential. We've made it the sacrosanctum of illusions, this space where the Johns and Marys and Rajus and Deepas are molded and sculpted into puppets, spouting academic jargon, lacking in our strength to question, defy, reconstruct, turned it into the sacrosanctum of Brahmanism, protected from the non-intellectuals, giving into the awaiting drowning sense of superiority and entitlement, so only the selected can access and repeat our tragic failure, schizophrenic illusions of grandeur, or the gradual death of radical thought. We guard it with outward security, afraid of the outside, non-intellectual world, while on the inside we rot. We rot from the feeling of superiority, of entitlement, of licking asses for lack of principles.
Who is an untouchable? Untouchable is not untouchable, unseeable, unapproachable, unthinkable also. If any Dalit students proves his merits, he keeps on proving his merits. But that merit is never acknowledged. It is, Ambedkar says, it is the conspiracy of silence. It is the conspiracy of silence. Your teacher, your professor in the classroom doesn't want to take cognizance of whatever merit, whatever skill the Dalit or untouchable student demonstrates in the classroom, because he's unseeable. So untouchability is not a simple term. Unapproachable, unseeable.
Essay of the masses, Ambedkar, legend of the legacy hero. Ambedkar, father of the constitution, Ambedkar, philosopher of the modernity, Ambedkar.
Why I also asserted very clearly in that open letter that I not only refused to accept their apology, but I also refused to participate in their workshop, is because I don't want this matter, or I don't want this matter only to be a part of some intellectual exercise, which they always do, sitting on their armchairs and will be only theorizing about it. I don't want it to be only limited to a conference room, a conference exercise, but rather I also want it to be a public discourse,
How yellow journalism works? Yes. If somebody has the reputation of telling the truth, if someone has the reputation of telling the truth, if he lies, the lie becomes truth. So there are people who command much respect in the campuses. They don't speak. But when the time comes, they speak in favor of injustice. Then people start believing. Such a person, such a professor with great reputation, himself is telling, sir.
I feel that what I've been through is going to be a part of me. It's changed me so much. But at the same time, I don't have to fear it anymore. And I know that these struggles, including depression, which follows a lot of these traumas, that they're a part of me. But I know that they also pass they're hovering over here, but I can fight them and they pass. And I hope we can fight these things.
To give a challenge to the upper caste people, we never fear, okay? We are the like lions always, okay?
That is the status of the gurus, because these are Brahminical gurus. Brahminical gurus in the sense means not by But they always try to emulate these things. So they withhold the information. They don't impart the information. So the very tradition we inherit from Vedic religion is withholding the knowledge, not democratizing the knowledge. Gupta Jnanam, holding the knowledge. So fortunate thing is, what do they hold is not knowledge.
Also from this platform would like to challenge to my teacher, Professor Partha Chatterjee. I have been his student and I respect him as a teacher. He has been writing about range of issues from nation, nationalism, anti-national, from JNU issue. He can stand with JNU. He can also write about the functions, about the role of universities. Why is he keeping silence, this silence about, the caste discrimination, about this everyday form of casteist violence that is taking place in his institution?